Welcome to another great podcast, Latin Chamber Commerce Leaders in Action. And for that, I have my co-host, Maite Salazar, Director of Programs and Business Education of the Latin Chamber of Commerce. Maite, how are you today?
I am so good. This is it's really a pleasure to be part of the chamber family, and be directing programs here. I've been conducting programs for the chamber for almost 20 years, and this has been the greatest blessing of my life, working and meeting people and helping people with their business and to become leaders, and it's very exciting. So with the LCC leaders, we're very grateful for the sponsorship by the Department of Employment, Training, and Rehabilitation, or otherwise known as DETR.
Dieter?
We're very grateful and honored that we're able to provide this service. We are in our third set of series of trainings. We've finished up the first the first business accelerator series in both English and Spanish. We finished our first set of personal leadership development series in English and Spanish. We're currently in our second set of business accelerator training, and
Just started next year.
then we have another leadership set starting in January. So if you haven't participated, there's still an opportunity for you. And when you hear the testimonies of our graduates, you're going to want to join. I believe that. But today, we're very fortunate and lucky and grateful to have with us a very special graduate, Luisa Cano. And Luisa, it's really been an honor to meet you through this program. And we're excited to learn more about your story because I know that the classes were big. And so over Zoom, it's really hard to get to know people. I know that in the breakout sessions, you get to know each other. But we want to know your story. We want to know about you personally, professionally, what you do and why you do it.
So, hi, my name is Luisa Cano. A little bit about me, why I started my business. I graduated actually from Nevada State University with an education degree. I had amazing field experience. I was working for different schools. I did awesome fellowships. And throughout my time working in these schools, I realized that there was a need. Parents needed extra guidance and help with their kids' academics. Right now, there's a lot going on with public education and also private education. But obviously, parents, what they want is their kids to be successful. And I realize that tutoring is the key to seeing that success because I believe every kid can be successful in school. And that's how I started my tutoring business called Cano Tutoring.
Wow, that's amazing. That's great. Congratulations. Uh, can you tell us about it? How the idea come to be an entrepreneur? Secondly, how you find the touring is very important for those young kids that is our future here in our community. And what challenge you find and how you overcome those?
So, I had an amazing advisor at Nevada State University who really advocated being an entrepreneur. There's a lot of greatness to it. Obviously, it's hard work, and I would always attend those because it was like after school meetings. Like, if you want to like learn about entrepreneurship, it's really up to you. So I would show up to those meetings, and I fell in love with entrepreneurship. Uh, and I forgot what was the other question.
Nowadays, how in your career instead of being employee,
Oh,
you think I want to live for myself,
so
and when you find the niche.
So I did realize because I met awesome teachers. A lot of my friends are teachers now. There's a lot of burnout right now. These teachers are getting very underpaid for so much work. And I feel like I love teaching and I don't want my passion to be burnt out because of what's happening now in the system. And when it comes to tutoring, I did fellowships where I was able to tutor online with partnership with schools across the country. And I realized the growth of these students and I really thought I'm like I want to bring this into the valley. I want to bring this to parents in Las Vegas.
Wow, that's amazing. So I know that there are a lot of tutoring services out there, and I truly think that that makes a difference. Parents are so busy, and so
Yes, they are.
kids are sent home with homework, and now I have grandkids, so sometimes I'm looking at, these are like 3rd and 5th graders, the way that show, Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? Sometimes I wonder if I am, because I look at their materials, and parents are expected to help their kids, but it's not easy.
They don't have the time to.
And they also don't have the time. So, so it's not just knowing the material and how to explain it to them, but it's finding that time, because you have parents that are single moms or that have 2 jobs, and having services like yours are really important. But what makes you different? What makes you unique?
One, I really care about my clients. My clients, I consider both my student and the parent. The parent obviously wants the best for the student. And then I really love to get to know my student and understand what their needs are. And what makes me unique is that obviously my background in education and having a teaching license helps me create the perfect lesson plan for these students. And yeah, I have different students that need different help. And I feel like what makes me unique is that I take the time to understand where they need that help, and I dedicate my time to create the right lesson plans for them.
And I assume, because I'm not in that field, but I assume the kids speak English very well, but not their parents. So it's bilingual. You mentor both of them in both languages. Right?
Yes, yes. I have some students that well, actually I teach Spanish as well. I have a little one. Yeah. That their parents, well, one of my students, her parents are from Puerto Rico, and their goal is like they don't want them to lose the Spanish. So I show up every Saturday. I tutor her for 3 hours, and we make sure that we practice our Spanish. And right now we're learning our syllables in Spanish because we want her to read in Spanish.
So that's
So
great. That's great.
Wow.
And so busy, you are so busy in your professional career and your business. How you find about this program?
Um, this is a very funny story. Obviously, I love using the library for resources. Sometimes I like to go get books for my students. And I was just walking around. It was the East Las Vegas library. And I always look at the flyers, and I saw the Latin Chamber of Commerce at like this business acceleration program. And I was a little like shy to apply because for me, like I got my license like when I saw that flyer was like 2, 3 months in. I didn't really do much with my business yet, and I was scared, like, intimidated, like, what if I apply and there's, like, other, um, people in business that already have, like, their own set, like, clients, they have, like, their own spa, like, their own office. So I was intimidated, but I was like, "You know what? If it's meant to be, it's meant to be," and I really love free resources, especially those that try to help, small businesses, so I applied, and thankfully, I was one of the recipients.
Wow.
Wow, we're really happy that you applied and you joined us. In that process of the program, what was your biggest takeaway, or did you have that aha moment that where you said, "Oh my gosh, I never even thought about this"?
There was many. The one that truly stuck to me, which I needed to hear, was this like, if you're a business owner, the success of your business is really up to you. There's no one
Mm.
else that's going to like push you or like do the marketing or do the finding the clients. That kind of like had a click on me. I was like, you know what? I need to like actually get my stuff together. And after I heard that, I got my website. I printed out some business cards, and I think that was like one of the my motivation. And thankfully, I mean, I have more clients now.
So it worked.
It worked, it worked. Yeah, I was like, I needed that motivation, I needed to hear that. And also, like, I met a lot of like-minded people that are also in the same boat. They want to see a success in their business, so I really love to hear those stories, those backgrounds.
I love that you brought that up, because networking I think is critical to success, because I think credibility and trust is a huge factor in this community. People wanna trust the people they work with, and the way to do it is people have to know you to trust you.
Yeah.
And so the networking aspect, even though these classes are virtual and it's via Zoom, we try to create environments where people can get to know each other through the breakout rooms, and encourage participation, and everyone, all of the participants to join us at chamber events because we have tons of networking events like the Desayuno that Carlos does an amazing job with. And that's every month. And then we have Conectando con Cafecito every month and Latin Dinner
the monthly luncheon.
and monthly luncheons. And
It's fun as well. Yeah, they afterward, happy hour.
we are the only luncheon that has mariachi, so yeah, great. We have mariachi at our luncheon. Actually, I heard that one of the other chambers had a mariachi, but no, I mean we have a lot of fun. I mean Latinos just in general, we know how to have fun. We know how to make it fun, and so with that, how did the program challenge or grow you as a leader?
So I feel like it really focused on creating the right team. When I started my business, I didn't really think about that yet, but it's something like if I want my business to grow, I need to start thinking about that. So I really got great advice on in the future when I hire my first employees, what do I need to look for so my business is still successful, and also I take that like some stress away from me because obviously when you start your business, everything's on you. So I'm excited to grow in the future to hire my first employees so they could help me with my success in my business.
That's beautiful and very refreshing. See a young lady, professional lady, that had the energy to guide those little kids, because okay, let me talk about it. Everyone wants to be influencer, working from their coach, living on their parents' house, and no motivation to be successful. So
Yeah.
seeing you give us hope. Anyway, a lot of hope that
Thank you.
we are losing that. So, and in regards to the classes and the seminars and these leaders and actions, from your own perspective, your own business, what class or mentor impact you the most?
I don't remember the name of the mentor, but it was session 6 when I just the focus was the one of accountability, how I need to be accountable with my business. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm trying to remember who that was. There was many names. Yeah, I feel bad forgetting. Was it Ted? Was it Ted, or was it the finance one, or it wasn't the finance one?
I don't think
There was the process. There was a process one. I think session 6 might have been processes, and then we had another one for team building. But yeah, all of the sessions are great, and we keep hearing that, and we had some people who didn't want to name any one coach because they said we don't want to pick a favorite because we really liked all the coaches, and they all bring their own specific expertise. And
is true.
and one of the things that I've always said is these coaches are professional business coaches. They get paid a lot of money to train. They're hired by clients who work with them for years. So all of the materials that you're getting, you're getting a very condensed version of what they usually take months and years to work with their clients on. So all of those handouts, use them.
Yes,
Apply them. Use them right away, apply them right away, and ask questions right now that we're still connected to the coaches, because right now, you just send them an email. You say, hey, I'm with the LCC Leaders Program. I had this question, and all of the coaches will make themselves available. You can always copy me. We want to make sure that they respond. They are very busy, but even so, they want to help. And so we're really excited and happy that you were a part of this. How do you see this changing your future? Remember we talked about the BHAG, the big hairy audacious goal. Right now you're starting out, and so like having to think about what's your BHAG, how did that impact you, and like how do you think that this series is going to impact how you shape your future in your business?
I loved when we got to learn about that. I felt like they inspired us to dream big, to not limit ourselves. And I remember when I was completing the paperwork, you know how they gave us like a little PDF so you could write it down. I put partnering with schools would be like my goal, my big goal. It would take some years, but I would totally love to partner with schools and bring in tutors and teachers with the same mindset as me, that we just want to help our students, our kids.
So let's put a number to that, because remember they said, so how many schools do you want to be connected to in 10 years?
I want to say 20 schools.
Okay, all right.
Oh, so look well.
Because then now you have a goal. Now you have something that's measurable.
Yeah.
And, like in the first couple, so you can measure and set benchmarks. And you're like, I have 2 schools, I have
Yeah.
4 schools, I have 5 schools. And maybe you may have the 20 schools in 5 years. It's you set your mind to achieving what you want. And I think that's what the whole concept behind setting that goal, because if you don't know where you're going, then how do you plan your
Yeah.
your path?
Yeah.
Or how you measure success if you don't have any goals, eh? And also organic growth. So when you get more school, you need more employees. You need more, and especially to train those employees.
Yeah.
Because and those who adapt to your philosophy. So and your goals and everything that you want in life. So and believe me, I congratulate you because I feel the energy. You're young, you are fully bilingual, and you are part of a community. We're very proud of you.
Thank you.
And on all experience and the few times you have left in your career, I mean, your busy time, do you recommend this class to others?
I do. I recommend it because you will learn so much, and you will learn about stuff that you never like knew. Some names you're like, oh, I didn't know about that. And you're being like guided by people that are like expert in the field. So I totally recommend you guys to apply. I feel like it would truly help your business a lot.
That's right. That's it.
Thank you so much, Lisa. We really appreciate you, and that's what's. I mean, that's how we. That's how we.
Yeah.
That's what rewards us is
Yeah.
seeing entrepreneurs like you. That's our reward, is being able to experience and be part of that journey with you. And like when we see you next year, when you're now part of our family. You've been through one of our programs. You're part of the Latin Chamber family. And so we want to stay connected. We want to be here for you when you need resources. Carlos has a huge brain in there, and he has.
See, that's why I was handing her.
I didn't say he has a big head. I say he has a huge brain in that head.
No, and to support you on your career and your future, because that's what we need.
Yeah.
Need
Thank you.
we need individuals like you,
Yeah.
especially women, that are so strong and so focused. That's what we need. Seeing you, we believe we're doing something for the future. You are our future.
It inspires us,
Yeah.
but you're also inspiring other young ladies, and you're working with youth. So you're a leader not only to your future employees, but you're a leader to all of the kids that you work with.
Yeah.
And-
And it's funny. Sometimes they're like, so where do you work? And I'm like, this is my job. On the little ones, they're like, where do you work? I'm like, this is my job. They're like, oh.
Like, this is a job? This is so fun. This is so cool, yeah.
No, it's really good because you guide the young generations.
Yes.
Because many of those parents come from another country, and it's first time in this country, so they don't understand the in and outs and education system. But you are right there, like a light to follow the success. Thank you, thank you for that.
Thank you guys for having me.
Now, and now tell us about yourself. How our audience can reach out to you, the name of your company, your name, phone number, all information, even though we'll put in the video, but we want to hear from you.
So with my business, I focus on pre-K to fifth, so all of those years in between. And you could reach me at canotutoring.com. That is my business website. I also have my Instagram that I just recently started posting because I realized if I don't do it, who is? So my Instagram is Cano Tutoring as well. And of course, LinkedIn, Luisa Cano Lima.
I have a question just before we end this, Luisa. I know that there are a lot of children that have disabilities or learning disabilities. Do you work with children that have maybe learning disabilities? Because I have a granddaughter who has some learning disabilities. I have one who's like this rock star in academics, and then I have one that she's smart. She's super smart, but she does have a little bit. I think she thinks that what her motivations are different, so it's hard to get her to focus. So what do you say to parents who may have children who have learning disabilities?
I actually do teach students with disabilities. I currently have two. And with these clients, these parents really open up to us because these kids, sometimes they do not fit in public schools or even private schools. Parents are exhausted. They don't know what to do. And well, the clients always tell me I am the light in their life when I teach their kid. It's all one-on-one, so the attention always goes just to the student. And yeah, I love teaching all my students, but I do teach students with disabilities, and they're all of my students are amazing, and I just love that parents trust me with their kids.
I love that, and I think that every child has such unique talents, and being able to bring identify those talents and helping each child, really develop those talents,
Yeah.
because a lot of times you get classified as, oh, because you didn't,
Mhm.
you can't do this or you can't do that. It's not a we're not all the same. We're all unique and we're all different, and I think we have all different God-given talents that are different and unique. And so you being able to work with different kids that
Mhm.
have different talents and help them develop those is really special.
Yeah, and I feel like my students also teach me. One of my students, we focus on reading. He's in fourth grade, but I really focus on teaching him how to read. But then he knows like everything about geography in these countries, random countries, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you educate me. He's like, do you know about this country? I'm like, no, and I've never heard of it, but teach me.
Yeah. This is how I love it. Yeah, that's so amazing. And how about in Espanol, if you would like to make an announcement about what
With
you do?
name and everything.
Yeah.
Sí, claro que sí, me llamo Luisa Cano, soy maestra, yo me considero maestra, enseño a estudiantes aquí en Las Vegas de prekinder a quinto, soy lo que se dice una maestra particular, eh, y me puedes encontrar en mi sitio de web, canotutoring.com, o también en Instagram, Cano Tutoring. Y si estás buscando a alguien que te ayude con tus hijos que ocupan un poco de ayuda en sus académicos, por favor, mándenme un mensaje.
Sí, no, eso es tremenda. ¿Algún otro comentario, Maite?
No, ninguno, solo darte las gracias a ti por
Oh, estamos en inglés.
darte las gracias a ti. And Carlos, I want to thank you for, all your support with all of these programs. You being there for all of our graduates when they have the tough questions that I can't ask because, I'm good at what I'm good at. And you're good at a lot of other things that provide support to a lot of business owners. He kind of does more like
We're a team.
we are
Always
a team.
we're a team. So we support each other. So that's what we are. And Luisa, thank you so much. It's
Thank you.
wonderful. It's wonderful to see young people like you with the energy, your passion, and especially education that our community needs a lot. I mean, meant for us, meant a lot. And Maite, muchas gracias, my co-host.
Thank you.
Thank you for all the support of the programs you bring to the Latin Chamber of Commerce. And to Dieter, thank you so much for your sponsor, your support. And with this, we conclude another podcast, the Latin Chamber of Commerce Leaders in Action. And remember, have a beautiful and wonderful day.